Today, we're talking about the fascinating life cycle of squirrels, from their mating season to adulthood. So, let's start with the first question: when is a squirrel's mating season? Well, it turns out that not all types of squirrels have the same mating season. But for tree squirrels like the gray squirrel, red squirrel, and fox squirrel, mating season happens twice a year. In North America, they mate once in the winter, from January to February, and then again in the summer, from June to July. During the mating season, male squirrels actually compete with each other to mate with the female squirrels. However, once the female squirrel is pregnant and gives birth, the male squirrel doesn't stick around to help raise the young. Speaking of giving birth, let's move on to the next question: when do squirrels have babies? Well, unlike many mammals, mother squirrels have a very short gestation period of just over 1 month. It can range from 38 to 46 days. And during each mating period, a mother squirrel can give birth to as few as 2 kits or as many as 8 kits. But typically, they have between 2 and 4 kits at a time. So if a female squirrel mates between January and February, you can expect her to give birth around March or early April. And if she mates between June and July, you can expect a new litter of kits around August or early September. Now let's talk about where squirrels give birth. Squirrels actually give birth in the nests they've created. These nests can be found in a thick cluster of branches, inside holes and crevices in trees, and sometimes even in attics or other areas of a home. The nests made in trees are constructed at high altitudes with twigs and leaves, and they usually have only one entrance to protect the mother and her young from the elements and potential predators. During the summer, female squirrels are more likely to give birth in their tree nests, while in winter, they may seek out quiet areas of homes to give birth and nurse their young. Now let's move on to how long kits, or baby squirrels, depend on their mothers. When kits are born, they're completely helpless. They're hairless and both blind and deaf, so they rely on their mother's care for everything. Mother squirrels are extremely protective of their kits and will become violent when predators or even other squirrels get too close. As the kits grow older, they begin to be weaned off their mother's milk at around 7 to 10 weeks old. However, even after leaving the nest, they still depend on their mother for a few more weeks to learn essential survival skills necessary for adulthood. If our listeners happen to come across a baby squirrel that seems abandoned, we've got some tips from the article on what to do. First, you'll need a shoebox or an open container. Place an old towel inside to provide a soft place for the baby squirrel to rest. Make sure not to put water or food inside the box to avoid attracting other animals. Then, you can warm up uncooked rice or birdseed in a sock and place it in the microwave for 30 seconds. This will provide warmth for the baby squirrel. Just make sure that the sock is closed off tightly so that the seeds or rice do not fall out. Gently pick up the baby squirrel and place it inside the padded and warmed box or container. Then, return it as close to the tree where you found it as possible. If the baby squirrel's eyes are open, you can try setting it on the tree trunk to see if it will climb. If not, attach the box or container to the tree, but make sure it's not too close to the ground to avoid predators. Finally, keep an eye on the baby squirrel for the next 6 to 8 hours, reheating the sock every 2 hours to keep it warm. If the mother doesn't show up during that time, you may want to consider taking the baby squirrel to a wildlife rehabilitation center. If you happen to find a family of squirrels nesting in your home, it's best not to handle them on your own. Instead, you can wait until the kits leave the nest and relocate the mother yourself or call a professional for removal and relocation. Once the squirrels have been removed from your home or property, be sure to seal off any entry points to prevent them from returning. Check your attic for cracks and holes and seal them with wooden boards, nails, or caulk. And remember, refrain from having birdseed or squirrel feeders near your home to minimize attracting squirrels and other pests. We hope you found this information about squirrel mating season and baby squirrels interesting.